Okay, this is part 3, um, Genesis 37. We're talking about Jacob, Joseph, and them. It's Shalonda, and welcome back. Again, this is not your mama's Bible study. And again, I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. So let's continue. I don't know, this energy here, I don't know, it just has me in a very somber mood. Because this is the energy. I'll just say like a, what the hell? Oh, like a Christ, dying and rising again kind of energy. Because I don't think that was the first time that kind of happened, or that energy was surrounding parts of this Bible. I think it happened. It wasn't just Jesus or whatever that it happened to. I don't know. I sense that energy of that resurrection energy many times within the text. So for my brothers and their flocks, Joseph replied, have you seen them? Okay, we already did that part. Followed them there, and then they killed him, right? So that even makes me think, there was one night when this was a while back, and I was just going through it because like a lot of this sent me through it, right? And I knew I was in my car and I was pulling in, and I didn't even want to go in the house. I was just sitting outside like, oh my God, it's just like so much stuff. And I felt a grandfather energy there. I felt him. And I actually kind of fell asleep in the car. It was kind of weird because I was just chilling. I think I might have been listening to some music or something, and I ended up dozing off in the car. And I came back in the house, and I don't know, the energy wasn't there, but I never experienced that energy again. But again, I still feel like I experienced the Ahab energy as well before. I mean, this stuff is deep, where actually I can feel the wounds. I didn't even know about the Ahab energy, and I think we did a video on it when I was trying to document it as I went through it. But for a couple of days I was having some like pain in my side or whatever, and it kind of felt like at one point in time it got so bad that I couldn't breathe. And I was just like, oh, I just can't. You know how sometimes you get that kind of something in your side or something, you just like, and every breath you take in, it feels like something is going in deeper. And I ended up having somebody drive me down to the lake because I just needed to get by the water or whatever. I don't know why. And I was like, I'm hoping this feel better or whatever, because this don't feel good. And actually I did get down by the water and walked or whatever a little bit, and it actually did clear it up or whatever, right? But I mean, I was like, oh, like in the seat on the way there, like, oh my goodness, and I don't know, it was something about wanting to be away from the house. To know about the whole Black Hawk thing and the energy that's surrounding this village. And I think they use the term village over here. I don't know. Because I think that sometimes these energies can be on you. Like stuff is around that we can't sense. We can sense, but we can't see. And these could be your ancestors around you, and certain things can happen where they die off, or they go back, or they leave, they go with another, family member or something like that. It's just, I don't know, this is how I see it, y'all. That's just how I feel, okay? But anyways, it says, here comes that master dreamer. So maybe this is why this card was coming up. Come think like, what do this have to do something with? A one ring circus? Because people be like, all with that narcissist energy. No, I'm just a messenger, and there's a lot of the shit that's going on within me that I'm sharing with you so that we can see. I believe other people have the gifts too. Maybe they just don't like to talk about it because, again, you will be disowned if you talked about the Bible the way that I do. So many people are going to ridicule. Many people are going to say this and that, but they don't realize that we've been conditioned and we've been trained to see it one way. And we once we realized that, we gave the whole thing up. A lot of people gave up the book and the church. I decided to keep the book. I decided 10 years ago, we're going to find out that people was already here. Our people was already here. And that these are our ancestors that we're talking about in this Bible. About 10 or more years ago. Yes. A one-ring circus. And we just gonna have to look at the book for that. Since these videos are shorter because they got chopped up. We're on the laptop now, so we on another device now. I had to keep on going and get it out. Cause they ain't gonna let me rest. I done almost burnt my shepherd's pie. It's real crispy. It'll be all right. So it says you are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Y'all, stop. I know y'all I'm up in here looking crazy today. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. Anybody that's still worried about somebody's outside appearance when you reading people right now, you got a problem. So it's all right. It's all about your energy. A lot of people can be on the G on the outside, but it's all about your energy. All right, y'all. Okay, let's keep going. And I'm doing this because I don't have my glasses. Okay. So others may not have the vision, right? Or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've... Y'all, this is making me a little bit emotional. I ain't even gonna go there. Let me stop. This is making me a little emotional. I'm not even gonna lie today. I'm in my Moana energy right now, y'all. So, the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnership at this time, or partnerships, when you know who you are and have a healthy sense of of where you end and others begin. You're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Independent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. So it says, here comes the master dreamer, they exclaim. Come on, let's kill him and toss him. into a well and tell Father that a wild animal has eaten him. Then we'll see what will become of his dreams. But Reuben hoped to spare Joseph's life. Let's not kill him, he said. We'll shed no blood. Let's throw him alive into this well here. That way he'll die without our touching him. So it's kind of like this, I don't know, I'm hearing like, don't worry, the second death won't be painful or whatever. Without our touching him, okay. Reuben was planning to get him out later and return him to his father. So when Joseph got there, they pulled off his brightly colored robe and threw him into an empty well. There was no water in it. Then they sat down for supper. Suddenly they noticed a string of camels coming towards them in the distance, probably Ishmaelite traders who were taking gum, spices, and herbs from Gilead or Gilead to Egypt. Look there, Judah said to the others. Here come some Ishmaelites. Let's sell Joseph to them. Why kill him and have a guilty conscience? Let's not be responsible for his death. After all, he is our brother. And his brothers agreed. So when the traders came by, his brother pulled Joseph out of the well and said to him, for 20 pieces of silver, and sold him for 20 pieces of silver. And they took him along to Egypt. Sometime later, Reuben, who was away when the traders came by, returned to get Joseph out of the well. When Joseph wasn't there, he ripped at his clothes in anguish and frustration. The child is gone. Where shall I go now? He wept to his brothers. Then the brothers killed a goat and splattered its blood on Joseph's coat, and took the coat to their fathers and asked him to identify it. We found this in the field, they told him. Is it Joseph's coat or not? Their father recognized it at once. Yes, he sobbed. It is my son's coat. A wild animal has eaten him. Joseph is without doubt torn into pieces. So this energy also makes me think about like somebody taking pieces of, who is it? Osiris, Heru? Wait, yeah, Osiris. And spreading it around. So also even like how again it's making me think about like the Americans and enemies between behind enemies lines to a certain extent, because they could just blame it on like the Taliban or something like that as wild animals, like because they make it seem like savagery, which they could be, right? Because they're gonna be hating the energy of him. So then Israel tore his garment and put on sackcloth and mourned for his son in deepest mourning for many weeks. His family all tried to comfort him, but it was no use. I will die in mourning for my son, he would say, and then break down and cry. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the traders sold Joseph to Potiphar, an officer of the Pharaoh. So this makes me think about energy of, I feel like when it comes to my situation, you got some of these jealous ass divine feminines, right? That I feel have been competing with me when I never even knew there was any competition. Right? Using all of their strength, sometimes even together, to try and do whatever. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the traders sold Joseph and up to an officer. So again, this is almost like taking, like I said, I feel like, being a queen or an empress in my own right, or even just being that holy one. When it comes to, like, this ain't got nothing to do with my personal life and everything. I'm talking about when it comes to the energy, when it comes to that, right? Okay. People are trying to attach me to other energies other than people of my same, and I won't even say like stock, but trying to denote or overthrow, or you know what I'm saying, take a crown from a queen, right? Your birthright, in a sense. So like some just dude, after all I've been through. You see what I'm saying? Like some dirty shit like that. Meanwhile, in Egypt, I mean, and this could be another feminine energy too. It could be, it could be anything else, but I'm just saying, that's just the energy, like I said, I've been pulling in lately. Like that's what I've been trying to guard myself and protect. And maybe that's why I feel the sense and got confirmation today that there are male energies around right now. Okay. So yeah, like an officer of the Pharaoh, meaning possibly, like I guess in the biblical sense, we could look at like an angel of God. The Pharaoh got officers and God got angels, So, but again, these officers are also giving me the energy of the Taliban. The king of Egypt, Potiphar, was captain of the palace guard, the chief executioner. Now, this is the energy that I'm talking about. It just came through my mind. The person used to be in my group. I think that I noticed that they could tap into my energy, but I could really not tap into theirs, right? And then I noticed that a couple of things was kind of foul, whatever. Like it's like people would listen to my messages and then come like what retaliation thing. And I don't even know. I'm just clueless. And that's what I'm saying about being exposed to people that in a light or in a way where you're not even sure about how many multitude of people are even watching you is a dangerous fucking situation. And then it went from just everything being like low key mellow like this, right? To like I started to notice that some of the shit sound kind of threatening or whatever. And I'm like, what? I don't get it. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I don't know. And then they kind of disappeared off my platform and they kind of didn't post anymore. But I think I recorded some of the stuff that they had. It kind of hurt a little bit. And that's what I'm saying about just like coming into with and then just turn around looking back at your journey and thinking that these people were genuinely coming around you for information, but they either just wanted to take it for themselves or again, they got caught up in something where they turned against you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, just to know that again, it's almost just like that. You can't help that you're the one, that one star, that shining one. Because there is instances where there is just one. That's not saying that everybody don't house energy. It's just how you tap into it, other shit that you involved with, how you living. How you living. A lot of people don't want to really go into themselves in a certain sense, right? They spend too much time trying to tear other people down. That could be your downfall. Only thing I do is try to protect my energy and also stand up for myself. Anything other than that, I don't spend my time worrying about none of these people. I really don't. And it's probably not a good idea because that can give them time, space, and opportunity. But again, I mean, when it comes to these feminines, I ain't like I'm scared. I mean, you would have to have some motherfucking body with you. That's how I see it. And you're going to have to be mad, right? For the rest of your life. If you send somebody around here to try to prove that I'm a bad person, because they're going to see the opposite, and you're going to just look stupid. And they may come back. And find that very heart that somebody tried to break. You just never know. So, yeah, I think that's it. Okay. And so again, that is the kind of feeling, like I told you guys, even with that Yeshua energy or Jesus energy, Christ energy, like I said, that I felt over the past weekend. Like I said, some of this stuff make me think it already happened, but for some reason, something is walking me through what is showing me the visions of it possibly later, or sometimes before, or something. But it's kind of like spot on with all the things that I've accumulated in my mind over like the past couple days or something. It brings me into this energy that makes me look at these things. And sometimes I do feel kind of silly because I'm like, I don't know what's going on over there with them. I just hope everybody, you know what I'm saying, all the energy that deal with me, you know what I'm saying, is okay. But I know that, again, if they do, then they're probably doomed to be in more danger than I am, because I feel like, again, in this situation, as up until now, they can't really touch me physically like that, right? But, you know, I feel like spiritually they throw a lot. They throw a lot of dirt, right? So, I don't know. So, like, I feel like I spend a lot of time in the dome with other beings, celestial or divine beings. But I feel like some of us here, spend time with them in this dimension. It's just not, it's never happened for me. So, I think that's it. And I think I'm starting to understand why, you know? So again, it even brings me back to dead by law, right? Untouchable or touching dead things, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like even like, so then if they couldn't, okay, so if they couldn't really touch you because dead by law means their law, what if it did mean that their law doesn't apply to you? And now some people have been tricked to go into it where it might does apply to you, but you being in the position, because source would have known that 90%, 80% of the people would have still been in that position, right? Maybe it made it so that that multitude would not, you know, like, and that's what I'm saying, like, so then if they couldn't touch you, see, like they said, let us put him over here, and then that way we did it, but we didn't touch him. Remember when we talked about that the other day when they said something about like the Jews or whatever, they will set up everything around you to damage you because as long as they can say that they didn't touch you. See, as long as they say they didn't touch you with their hands, they can use something else or someone else to do it, but it wasn't their hands. So that's the sinister way of thinking. That's a twisted way of thinking that some of these individuals have. And that's what you see. And if we can't touch them, we can't convince them, we can't trick them, then we'll find a way where we can sell them, right? Very fucking crafty. Really. And we wonder why our daughters are coming up missing. And we're just opening up the gates. Yeah, y'all, this one softened me up. I knew it. Y'all, I knew it when I was going into it. It just was a sombering feeling. And now I have to go in here and see who, what, when, and where. Because it doesn't come easy to me like they think everything does. And that's what I feel like. I think they feel like just because of the way I use my gifts or the way I'm gifted, it's just easy and I'm just lazy, or I don't do this and I don't put in the work. But I feel like I'm doing exactly what Source got me doing. And when I need to see them 2 steps ahead, then I can. So, yeah. So anyways, see you guys later. Take care.